Greetings, Live Tribe. Janine Palmer here, Spirit Silver Moon, Sacred Sessions, Harmony, Energy, Healing. I'm trying to get away from this computer to go do some work on a horse ranch, get in nature and be around horses and trees. Beautiful energy. The energy of animals that can be so nurturing and healing to us. Anyway, somebody sent me something, a little video clip on Messenger. And it was a story of a woman who was falsely accused. Her and her husband were falsely accused of something. And were on death row, and he was killed. And she wasn't. And then it was determined that she wasn't guilty, or they weren't. And she was released. But she had to find, and even the way it affected their poor daughter, and how she didn't want to continue living on this hellish plane we call Earth. And there was nothing the mother could do. So the mother was speaking of how she turned her cell into a sanctuary. Our perspectives and our thoughts, as we are in this physical body, in a state of amnesia, forgetting our origins, where we came from, forgetting our magnificence, buying into bullshit programs, okay? These are cells. Our bodies can be a cell or sanctuary. Our thoughts, our thought forms that we choose to think. Nobody forces it on us, really. We adopt things. We choose to think things for whatever reason. A lot of it has to do with energetic blocks. Things in our energy that block us that we don't even know are there. So our thought forms, our perspectives, let me rephrase that, our limited perspectives, okay, can be cells, C-E-L-L-S, cells, where we are in a type of prison. Cultures can do it to us. Religions, people, okay, brothers and sisters, hallelujah. Religions can be cells because sometimes they program us to feel guilt and fear and shame. And we might not recognize that that is darkness working through them. Some religions are beautifully uplifting and nurturing, and they point us to God, which is in us, okay? But some religions are businesses. They get money from people. And I don't know if it's to their benefit to have people feeling like they're big, fat pieces of worthless shit so that they come to church to feel better and feed the coffers. I don't know. It doesn't matter about that so much as the fact that we buy into, sometimes we adopt interpretations of things. That's what religion is. Someone else's spiritual experience that they might have tried to share that got twisted and tweaked and perverted. And we understand it in a particular way. We might adopt it because that's what our family did, or our culture, or we were in fear. And to us, this made a little box that we felt protected in because we believe a story that's not completely true, because there might be parts of truth and wisdom, and there might be parts of falsehood woven in. And how do we tell the difference? Well, we have to take the responsibility and really go within to determine what is really true. Because if it makes you feel worthless, it's not true. But so much of the world doesn't realize that. They don't release it. They haven't come to that awareness. But the world is awakening, and we have a choice. We can stay in the old paradigm, right? Which is full of suffering, right? We can stay there because we don't know how to let go of things, or because we're in fear, or we can ascend. We can raise our vibration, we can rise above, we can let go of what doesn't serve us, and we can come back to a level of love, which is where we came from until we got ingrained in all the bullshit going on in this planet, which is all for the learning, okay? So we have a choice of whether to raise our vibration and move up the spiral more towards home, okay? Or we can stay stuck. And when we glom on two sides, whether it's religions, denominations, our idea about that, thinking we're right and others are wrong, which is judgment and ego, political systems, taking sides. That's separation. That's the lie. That's the trap. We can stay stuck in that. That's a choice. We have free will choice. That's our choice to stay stuck there in our cells. This video is about cells. So our thought forms, our ideologies, our perceptions, our misperceptions, our religions, so many things can be cells that we are trapped in. And we have the key. We can open the door and walk out. It comes through realization, and people call it awareness. Like some people say self-aware or God realized. Okay, when we realize that God is an energy that is in us and everything. It's in the brothers and sisters that we used to judge. Hopefully we used to judge them. Hopefully we're not still judging them. So maybe I should say it's in the brothers and sisters we judge. Okay, it's in the political things we judge. It's in our observations of looking at other people's religious ideologies that we judge. Judgment comes from non-acceptance, because we're not accepting God in ourselves when we don't accept anybody else. People have had different experiences, and they might be beautiful, loving, kind people who would give you the shirt off their back, but they have a different belief system. And so you think you can't accept them or be friends with them? Even because offshoots of that religion are extremists with their heads so far up their ass and they're so far away from God that they can't even fucking see it, right? Extremists of any kind. Fundamentalists, Christians, evangelicals, raking in the money using the name of God. So foul for the lower vibrations that they do it. But karma is an interesting thing. We must experience what we create. We create our own suffering, and we have the power to release ourselves from it. So, what is your cell or cells? Do you have many rooms of cells? Do you realize any stuckness? Are you ready, willing, and able to come out of those? Because nobody can release you from them but you. So this little video is an invitation to become aware of the cells, which could even be our thought forms, and to determine when is it time to release ourselves from those blasted cells and all the shenanigans. Yeah. So free will choice, double-edged sword, two-edged sword, whatever. Yeah, free will choice. We can make ourselves experience hell that we create, and we can release ourselves from it. So look at both sides of the blade of the sword of your life and your decisions and your thought forms and where you are and where you would prefer to be. If you don't like where you are, you can change it. And that's it for this video about cells. Peace.